Hello everyone, Treecks here and welcome back to Mario Tennis on the N64. Hope you've been enjoying this project. I've been enjoying it a little bit less the last couple of days because I found out that whenever you start playing one player mode and want to switch characters, that new character actually needs to play every single tournament as well. And therefore the character I want to play the Flower Cup with today, I also needed to clear the Mushroom Cup with quickly. And the same applies to doubles, so yeah, for the Flower Cup it does not really matter a whole lot, but for the later cups that could be quite annoying. But anyway, before we get started today with the Flower Cup, there's actually something else I'd like to talk about, and that is in regards to the special games. In the last couple of days I've actually also dived into this a little bit more, so I think I'm able to explain a little bit better how this is going to be covered during this project. I did talk about this in the first episode after all, but still. There were a couple of things that were a little bit unclear. These two modes are indeed unplayable. They are multiplayer. I tried absolutely everything, but with only one player, these are not going to happen. The ring tournaments I will cover in a later episode. I found out the tournament codes indeed still work. I tried out a couple. They indeed still work, even here on the Nintendo Switch. And therefore, this is something I can quickly show off in a later episode as well. However, I first want to cover ring mode itself before I start doing this, because this makes use of that concept, and therefore it's more suiting to do it after that. However, this is something I can show off quickly, the demo mode. And don't worry, I will show this off quickly, like I said. This actually works as follows. You can select up to 4 characters, playing singles or doubles. Doesn't really matter a whole lot. Sort of randomly put in a few people. Then you can actually select a course, kind of like normal exhibition. So far, so good, you might say. However, this mode is not called demo play for nothing. The moment this match starts, you will find out you will have no control. In this mode, all 4 of the characters, these if you're playing doubles, are actually computer players. I think the reason this mode is in here is in order to teach the player how it works, because the computer players already know all of the tricks. And therefore, they can pretty easily show off any new players how certain tricks work before the player actually starts learning them themselves. But at least I can say I've shown it off at least. But I'm not going to do it fully, obviously. That said, there's actually something I do want to show off in these two modes, even though I can't play them myself, because you need more players in order to do this. But you can actually select more of the same person in this mode, and therefore something like this can happen. There's actually alternative color schemes for all of the characters, only possible whenever playing with multiple people. So we can actually see Luigi's alternative color scheme this way, you might say. Pretty interesting actually. If we go into doubles quickly, we can also see the alternative color schemes for Peach and Baby Mario quickly. Which do look interesting. However, unfortunately, we're not able to play with them. So these 5-point and 7-point matches modes are unplayable for one player. Still don't understand why Camelot made it this way. You should still be able to input a computer player here. But unfortunately, no. And now it's time for the main course. We were expecting the Flower Cup today, weren't we? And I have news for you. We're still not going to do that. Last time in the first episode, I was not able to show off the status fully. As you can see, all of the characters are here, and all of the trophies they have won in their tennis career are displayed here. That is how the status screen works. And as you can see, Birdo actually has a Mushroom Cup. And therefore, you know what time it is. It is time to select Birdo for the singles Flower Cup. A 4-minute introduction is a little bit too much. Oh yeah, you can also go back to any older cups. As you can see, the Mushroom Cup is still selectable if you've decided to quit in the meantime. But we are going to continue with the second tournament, the Flower Cup, which is actually played on gravel, as you can see, clay court. And interestingly enough, the stadium is actually modeled after the main court of Roland Garros, the Cours Philippe Chatrier of the Paris Open. And I'm pretty sure the same applies to the next course. But more on that later. This one is at least modeled after the court in Paris, which is very interesting. Which is also, of course, a clay court. It looks like the first round is going to be against Baby Mario, the winner of the Mushroom Cup in the previous episode. Birdo is a speed character, so beating a clay cup is going to be difficult with her. She does run fast, of course. However, because of her speed stats, she's not all that powerful. The biggest downside of clay courts is the fact that the ball moves really slowly and also bounces very low. So this is going to be a little bit annoying for me. That's the whole reason why I selected Birdo. I'm trying to create a challenge for myself here in the quote-unquote easier tournaments. And I think the only difference between the Flower and Mushroom Cup is the fact that the court is a lot harder to deal with. I'm pretty sure the computer players themselves are on the same level. This is still on easy mode. However, the higher difficulty comes from the court itself this time around. Clay courts are definitely a lot harder to deal with than hard courts, even though they are called hard courts. It's a different kind of hard court. It's not talking about difficulty there. Ah, dang it. Missed the smash. That does not matter. I'm still able to make the point. But the smash looks more awesome. Let's finish this first one. There we go.
Game, set, and match.
Speed character versus speed character. No problem. The winner is Birdo, who still has a white underside on her tail in the N64 era, which is interesting. It actually changes up in later iterations. But Birdo actually, when it comes to her design, looks a lot more like Yoshi in this game, which changes up starting from the GameCube era. And not to mention her voice. She has a much higher pitched voice in the N64 era still, which becomes much lower later on as well. Yeah, Birdo was already a thing in this time. She is still up for a lot of changes later on. But anyway, back to the main content of the video. Let's talk about the match. Donkey Kong, we're facing a power character, which should, in theory, make it easier, I wanted to say. Let's pretend I did not hit him out just now. But I wanted to say it should make it a little bit easier, because DK is a power character and therefore has low running speed. Which should be in my favor when it comes to clay courts. We'll see how it goes. And also his strength should not help him all that much, because he does hit the ball a lot harder than other characters can. But usually... Okay, my fault. I was asking for that. And let's finish the story. All his power shots should be slowed down a lot by the clay court, therefore making them a little bit less powerful and therefore easier to handle. There we go. In the lead again in this game. Yeah, it's no secret that I always have a lot more trouble at the top of the screen compared to the bottom screen. If I need to be honest, whenever I play on my own, I always put the player cam on. No, oops. Press the A button a little bit too early. And then stuff like that can happen. Bam! There we go. Yeah, normally I actually put the player cam on, therefore having the camera behind me all the time. But for the sake of the Let's Play, I'm not going to do that. Like I said, I'm looking for some challenges for myself during this project. And putting a difficult camera on is one of them. Let's do a 3-set match in the final against Waluigi. And the Waluigi actually changes into a defense character in the later tennis games. However, defense is not a type in this game yet. He officially actually is listed as a technique character, but I still think the defense, quote-unquote defense type is still present in him. because he is a unique type of character. His defensive capabilities are very powerful. And therefore he's actually also the kind of character that always moves forward towards the net. Kind of like Luigi did. Another character that we met that also does that. But hopefully on this low difficulty it should not bother me too much. But whenever I play against computer players on higher difficulties, in exhibition or just in the later tournaments, Waluigi is actually pretty annoying character to face. And what's also annoying is playing on clay court. By far my least favorite type of court in this game, if I need to be honest. I appreciate it a little bit more in later Mario Tennis games. But in this first Mario Tennis game, I think the clay courts are a little bit too slow. They always get to me. Especially in the later clay tournament. Not so much this one. In the Flower Cup, the difficulty of the computer players is still a little bit too low. But even then, I sometimes still get surprised. Let's just finish this tournament. It's also still a doubles tournament we need to do after all. Bam! Because of the low difficulty, Waluigi coming towards the net usually hurts him more than actually helps him. Pretty easy to get past him. So this match should not last long. Okay. Oh, let's do a love game for once. There we go. Not too sure if I actually deserved that. But at least the final game is going to be on my good side again. The camera behind me. Which gives you a much better sense of control. Ah, dang it! I should stop thinking that easy computer players never actually give tricky serves. They indeed sometimes still do. Need to work on my reaction time a little bit. I did not think that was necessary yet. Apparently it is already necessary. And there we go. No, he still has it. But you don't have this one. There we go. Birdo also has won a tournament. An off-screen Waluigi collapses by the sounds of it. And there we go. He did get an ace on me, but besides that, he was defeated. Oh, and forget about the fact that the court's not modeled after the French Open. The coupe is also modeled after the French coupe. Interesting. Yeah, nice of you to start shooting eggs, Birdo. I know that is your thing, but don't aim them towards the camera. Let's get out of here. There's still a doubles tournament we need to do. And of course, I also have a character ready for that doubles tournament, which I played yesterday, the Mushroom Cup, because that you also need to unlock first, of course, is going to be played with Peach. Let's get back to the Cours Philippe Chatrier. Welcome back to France. Here, even the French flags are here. That's how much the stadium's modeled after the French Open. They're not even trying to hide it. But anyway, Peach, your partner, is actually Mario. Very suiting team, you might say. Peach and Mario. First off, we're facing Wario and Boo. Oh, and one little side note when it comes to that. Like I said, the character you pick always has a set partner. Therefore saying, in Peach's case, it will always be Mario. This is actually not per se the case for the computer players you're facing. Those, as far as I know, do get randomized. So it's kind of like Mario Kart Double Dash whenever you start playing on 150cc and stuff like that. Not per se a set partner. There is some slight form of randomization present here. But I'm also pretty sure not every single character combination is possible. I've never seen Wario and Mario, for instance. There is a set of potential partners for the computer players you're facing. But it's not like when you're playing yourself, it's always a set partner. That's also something I still needed to address. So with that out of the way, let's go start focusing on the match. At least with my commentary. Gameplay-wise, I've been doing fine so far. With the easy opponents, I don't really need my full focus. There we go, awesome. Ooh, even more awesome. Top spin, return winner. And that on doubles. Drop. Okay, didn't work out. Then let's finish it like this. Was trying to be fancy, but that was not allowed. The victory is still ours. Peach and Mario win. And this opponent was not noteworthy. Let's move on to Daisy and Birdo. We just played as Birdo. Daisy we've also already seen. Man, we're already working our way through the character roster, it looks like. Let's see if these guys are any better. There's one. Oh, nice try, Mario. I always think it's hilarious whenever the person in front of the net starts diving. That's something that happens automatically, by the way. There's no button in order to initiate the dive. I've never really... Stupid clay court. I've never really talked about it yet, but you can in fact dive in this game, but that usually happens whenever you're close to the ball, but not close enough in order to hit it normally. Then the game will automatically start diving towards it. And the type of dive also varies, by the way. And for every single type of character, there's a different type of dive. Power characters will only dive forward a little bit, for instance, and all-round characters like Mario and Luigi will actually do a full roll, getting more range. And the speed characters can really make it to the other side of the court if they start diving. But that is indeed also a thing. Kind of like that. Daisy was pretty far off, and if you then press the A or B button, the character will do a dive instantly. But of course, only if you're still holding the control stick. If you're standing still, the character will start charging instead, no matter how far away from the ball you are. But that's how that works. Thank you. Alright, another match done, where explanation happens a little bit more than actual match commentary. But we're still early games, so there's still a couple of mechanics that show up every once in a while that need to be explained a little bit. And the matches are so pathetically easy that gameplay commentary is not really necessary quite yet. So I don't really feel bad for that. Perhaps the final will be different. We're facing Waluigi again, at least in the final. That is starting to become repetitive. And we're also facing Baby Mario. Also a character we faced in previous tournaments in singles. He was in the first round. Ooh. Did not think Waluigi was able to get that still. He's already proving his defensive capabilities a little bit. He's already preparing for Mario Power Tennis, where my type will finally be a defense character, as it should be. Waluigi is the best. And I must agree, in this game, and especially in Mario Power Tennis, Waluigi is actually one of my favorite characters to use. So, don't mind me saving him for a later tournament. When it comes to me playing as him, of course. Gotta love them face shots. Easiest to perform in double matches, of course. Hitting a character on his body. Also giving you a point, of course. In doubles matches you see that a lot. And smash winners too. Because of always having a character at the net in the doubles match. Smash winners are also easier to perform in doubles. Something that's harder to perform is return winners. And our computerized partners never do it, for instance. So, there we go. First set. Let's finish this match. We're at 19 minutes and only 2 more games to win. We can do this in our quote-unquote allowed video time. It's too high. It's also something you will start to see the further and further we get. The better the opponents become. Eventually in the doubles matches the character at the baseline becomes better at trying to shoot over you. And therefore getting your racket in between, pretty much guaranteeing you a point. It's not going to be that easy anymore at later difficulties. Baseline characters become better at passing you at some point, shooting over you or beside you. We already saw a first glimpse of that just now. No, Waluigi. You're not that good. At least not yet. The reaction time of the easy computer players is rather slow, so usually, even if you start hitting the ball directly towards them, eventually still will simply miss it. So you can do stuff like this, just keep on hitting towards Waluigi, and eventually he will miss. There we go. Last point, hopefully, so we can finally get rid of this stupid clay court. At least for now. Oh, oops. Wasn't what I was going for. Oh. What the hell? Peach, where's your strength? It's suddenly abandoned her, it looks like. Okay, not the most great point, Mario, but still, it counts. Weird end. Weird end. But end nonetheless. We win the Flower Cup on doubles as well. Another successful episode. 2 tournaments won. Let's get the cup for the French Open. Don't listen to those liars who say this is the Flower Cup. It is the French Open. Roland Garros was just won. By Peach and Mario. So I need to make a note on the fact that I need to record Peach's single victory screen as well, because we're not going to see that normally. But besides that, the episode is over. The Flower Cup is won. And today's episode is concluded. Tomorrow will be another episode. It's a weekend project after all, so Sunday is going to be another episode. It might be the next cup. It might also be something different. You're just going to have to wait and see. But anyway, see you tomorrow for that. Thank you all for watching the Flower Cup. And Treecks out.